would be something a little less, stressful for the sub, but not too chaotic.
My teachers pay teachers, can you just simply type in sub-plans?
You can type in sub-plans, and a lot of them look through the reviews and things. I've purchased some, and then I thought, why did I buy it? Because I didn't like it once I bought it, once I really looked at it. But they'll have some that include math activities, and they're usually like cumulative review, like they'll have graphing and measurement, different content, different skills, all on the same page. That's a great time to do those handwriting border sheets from A Reason for Handwriting. It's a great time to practice handwriting and color sheets to give out to church members on Sabbath or to send to shut-ins at church. There's a lot of creative ways that you can go over those skills for school that you need to accomplish, but it's not as a heavy load for your sub too. Because I know our subs are great. Some of them are really good at teaching content, and there's others that would prefer not to teach content. They would prefer to have me give, worksheets and activities to keep the kids learning and on task throughout the day. Any other questions? If you have Google Classroom, that's a great thing, because if you are planning on being gone, you can post things, but schedule them to post for the day you're going to be gone.
So is the teacher say not supposed to be a substitute teacher at any time?
That is a good, my assistant is my sub, but she's my admin assistant.
Because we were just told they can't teach, it can't be with the...
So I don't know, Dr. Horton. I'm going to defer that question to you. So if I have an assistant in my classroom and I'm going to be gone, can the assistant be the sub for the day?
Yes, that happens quite often. Yeah. So that assistant has to help from a payroll standpoint. And I've seen payroll adjust, okay, this is your assistant wages, and then if you substitute it, that's a little higher for that one day sub, they make those adjustments, or they may keep it the same, depending on what the understanding is. But that happens often. It does happen.
So if I could tag on to that, if you have a sub in the classroom every day, your sub might want an assistant when they're there. So your assistant might want to become the sub for the day, since they know the routine, they know what's going on, and then you could hire a sub assistant, if that makes sense. I don't know how the pay works on that, but just think about the fact that if you get an assistant every day, your sub should also when they're there.
Depends on your state.
Possibly.
It used to be out still as you could sub if you had 2 years of college.
I think we've had subs that the pay depends on what level of, I think, like education or background you have.
So at Wisconsin Academy, we could not have somebody sub unless that person had a bachelor's degree from the U.S. because we took vouchers. And so for our business manager, he had a degree from the Philippines, so he was never allowed to sub.
So maybe check with your superintendent on that.
States are different.
Yeah. But yeah, your subs will have to go through all of the background checks, all the Sterling Volunteer, all the employment documentation, all of that they'll have to do ahead of time. So I have already started on making my list of subs and volunteers now, so that I can kind of follow up with that process to kind of ask the conference office where people are standing, just so we have subs ready to go the first day of school. I had a teacher a few years ago who tore her Achilles like 2 weeks before school started. So her surgery was like the day school started or something like that. So we had to have subs ready to go in advance.
We had come out with COVID at the beginning of March.
Okay, so then that's going to be an extended timeout too.
You have to be the principal.
Whew. So yeah, have your subs lined up, ready to go. They do need to be board approved as well, I believe. At least it's like that at our school. All right. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
So, I don't know who said earlier that assistant cannot be alone with a child, let's say the teacher's teaching and someone needs to go to the restroom, can she go downstairs or to the bathroom, and the bathroom is quite a ways? Could she go assist that child and walk that child to the restroom and wait there?
Yes.
Even though there are no cameras?
I think what Jody was talking about was you don't want them to go into a space where there's no visuals.
Yes.
So you don't want to send them into an office space that doesn't have windows or a door that stays open. So if they need to walk them down to the hallway or down the hallway so they don't get lost, yes.
The restroom that doesn't have, might have a window, but it doesn't have,
I mean, they would just stand outside in the hallway, and
that's okay.
I would say that's fine.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just you don't want to be in an enclosed space where nobody can see what's happening, because if that child goes and claims something, you don't want there to be any possibility that anything could have happened. So it's protecting you as well as them.
All right. Thank you. I'll leave these up here if you want to look through these or take down notes. But I really do like that National Park one. It's a good way to tie in social studies and science.
I actually have a handout for the teacher assistant. It's job description and just some things to think about and to remember as you're working with teacher assistants. And so we'll get those passed out to you. I also have a STEAM unit that Shanina did. And it is a handout that we will also hand out. And then language arts, you know, all those word study things, vocab, spelling, all of those. I did 2 weeks of lesson plans for you. I've done 3rd and 4th grades, and so I have 3rd grade done, but it looks like it's pretty similar, and you are welcome to use those for your 2 weeks of word study lesson plans, if that would help you out. And so we'll make sure that you have that. And what I noticed was everything is still found in the same appendix. And so the things that I was putting down, it was still found in the same appendix. They had the same spelling routine, the same vocab routine. And so feel free to take that and then just use that for your language arts word study, and then you can do the comprehension type ones and the writing. Okay?